Why hello there, this is B.O.X Productions. Welcome to another episode of Path of Exile. In our last episode, we enjoyed a nice long murderous walk on the beach, reminisced about the good old days, and stole Tukahama's soul or something like that. Well, the prison's still the same old skeleton-infested heckhole it always was. You know what? Never mind. Alright, so I didn't notice this while I was recording, but I forgot to turn my auras on. I do remember eventually, but that's kind of embarrassing.
In the court of the goddess, every man and woman is deemed worthy of redemption. Though you might be shackled by the tribulations of the past, the trials ahead offer you both freedom and glory. The future is yours, if you're bold enough to reach out for it.
Alright, so now if we want to do the cruel difficulty of the labyrinth, we need to do a few more trials, which are basically the same ones we've already done, just slightly more difficult. And you get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. These things take forever to kill. Would take as long as somebody remembers to turn their auras on.
Belief is the strongest metal of them all.
Fortunately for cruel difficulty, we only had to complete 3 trials. This is new. Oh hey, I haven't seen one of you in a while. More skeletons, more of the same.
Over here, Exile.
Nah, I'm good. We got witches to kill. You go do your own thing. Well, I guess it is a tower. I wonder how many floors there are. Dun, climb in the tower. Dun. It's the spinning cage recital, or something. Look man, jokes are hard. Well, looks like we made it.
Not you! For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
Well now, we got ourselves an old-fashioned handicap match. We're basically the same bosses that we fought before, except now we gotta take both of them on at the same time. Or I guess I should say, fight one of them while both of them are attacking us. As you can imagine, you can't actually damage the one that's hiding out in the barrier. You just have to do enough damage to one of them until they decide they want to tag out. It's actually a pretty fun little fight. Grade school insults aside, there's not much else to say about this fight. Just keep doing damage while dodging their attacks. You know the drill.
So ugly!
Yeah, well, at least I ain't about to die in a couple minutes. Maybe.
Why are you so ugly?
After a while, she'll decide she wants to fuse with Brutus. For all the good it's gonna do her.
And so it begins. My ethereal veins now run with dark ambition. Let's turn that trickle into a torrent. Let's harvest ourselves a Grand Inquisitor. Just as Chevron's spirit chose to return to comfortable climes, Maligaro's essence once again dwells in his very own chamber of sins. Though I hasten to add that Maligaro's sins are not my sins. I prefer transgressions of a more natural order than does he. I'd carry you to Frisia if I could, yet I expended too much of myself when I snatched you from the jaws of Kitava. You will need to find your own path, as will I. Make the journey, and please survive it. We too have much work left to do.
So now we have Chevron's soul to do as we please. Or spirit. Yeah, same thing. And as you may remember, this is where we fought Brutus the first time.
Who'd have thought those bleating bastards would go and find religion, eh? Now there's nothing quite so sure to spoil a man's appetite than an ecclesiastical debate come supper time. Yet this goatman god, this Aberath, seems fair determined to mix his morsels with his spiritual enlightenment. To put no finer point on it, when the goatmen find him a soft pink human or two as divine sacrifice, he eats them, meat, soul, and all. Well, that's what the legends say.
Good work clearing another path through Axiom Prison. I'm starting to think those stories I've heard about you might be true. With the road to the Frisian forest clear again, I trekked through to the forests beyond to see if the strangeness we're seeing on the coast is also happening inland. What I saw nearly froze my heart solid. The animals there, poor wretches, overtaken by some sort of parasite. As close as I can reckon, they're like termites, burrowing into flesh and mind instead of wood. If I'm right, there'll be a nest somewhere, and a queen. If you can find it, destroy it. Those parasites aren't something we want to see around here anytime soon.
These are the parasites he was talking about, by the way. That's some nasty business.
What are you doing? God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me, to us! Because believe me, the Brian King has far greater appetites than one nothing of a girl from Oriath. It doesn't matter what he'll do to me now. It's what he'll do to Rayclast. Yet there's hope. There's always hope. If only you can reach Mervale's cave. If only...
I'm not sure if being a mermaid makes it incredibly difficult or incredibly easy to buy pants, since you know they're optional and all. Thankfully, it didn't take us too long to find Aberath. This dude is a goat that's on fire. Dude is like a living, breathing heavy metal album cover. And you can probably see his face somewhere on the wall of every teenager's room in Rayclast. Anyway, seeing how he's a goat that's on fire and all, most of his attacks are fire-based. He can throw fireballs at you, he can make fire rain from the sky, and he can also charge at you, which I think does fire damage. Not sure about that. He'll also summon his little buddies to help him out, and when you kill them, it leaves a little fire hazard on the ground where they died, so try to be careful where you kill them. Once he's about half dead, he'll retreat and make you go through this little gauntlet of fireballs and goatmen, which looks kinda like something right out of a Nickelodeon game show or something. And be all like, do you have it, goats? So now we come to the second part of the fight, which is basically just like the first part. The main difference being this is when the fire starts raining from the sky. Ooh, it can hurt. And this makes paying attention where you kill his little buddies even more important. things can get pretty hectic to say the least. Just take it slow and steady and you'll eventually win the fight.
Good souls were hard enough to come by without that parched old goat drinking his fill. You have done humanity a noble service.
And since we killed another deity, we get an upgrade to our pantheon. Dude, we got the soul of Aberoth. We're gonna have all the street cred now. It's a lot easier to get around when there isn't a witch trying to block your path. So, the Western Forest. I remember this place. It was right next to a humongous nest of giant spiders. Ugh. Doesn't look like much has changed.
The old goat's turned up his tootsies, has he? Oh, wait! I feel a poem coming on. Through the bleating flock, our exile did wade, over hoof and horn and goat blood spray, until at last an audience with old King Billy, or the Cloven One, or Aberoth, and other names just as silly. Dine with me, friend, old Billy did round. Feed me your soul, feed me it now. Our exile just smiled and gutted that goat, so that not one more soul would get stuffed down his own throat. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find a good rhyme for goat exile.
So, I'm starting to run out of things to say since we've seen all this before. Let's just pretend we had an enlightening conversation until we see something new.
Over here, Exile.
I'm ignoring you for reasons I don't remember. Oh man, y'all remember the bandits? Those were some good times. Oh, okay, this is new. Ah, and we found the puppet mistress we've heard about. This fight is actually pretty straightforward. 3 of these little nest things will pop up in the lower area. All you have to do is go to each one and destroy it. That will make the puppet mistress herself pop up. Of course it goes without saying you don't step in the green stuff. Just like in school. You know all that sawdust stuff? Hello. This part of the fight is also pretty straightforward. Just keep attacking her until it looks like she's about to shoot that green acid type stuff. Then just move out of the way. Just keep doing that till she falls down dead. Easy peasy.
The Asmeri believed that, one day, this world of ours would collapse under the weight of Raslatha's offspring. A frightening thought, and thankfully, a mistaken one.
So it looks like we got a double dose of deity destruction on this episode.
Another damn god, you say? Yeah, that figures. A primitive deity from a primitive time, crawling up out of the dirt with a view to enslaving us all with its creeping, bloody offspring. I think we could all do without gods like that. So here, take something for the road ahead. The way things are going, it'll be a tough one. Stay sharp out there.
Oh man, there's like a whole pack of them. Like a pack of animals. Oh, okay, I get it. Whoa, 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 whoa. I guess they got that ADT home security up in here. I guess they got this place boarded up good. Or maybe they're just gone. It's always been pretty satisfying to round up a whole bunch of enemies like that and get them all at once. There's something nice about it. Oh, nice. I don't think it's something we could use, but it's nice to have a unique iron drop every now and then. That'll do it for this episode of Path of Exile, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff. It really helps me out. In our next episode, we'll go back to where we fought Mervale and see what that has in store for us. And until then, this has been B.O.X Productions, and I'll see you next time.
I have another deity in mind who could be persuaded to donate a little essence to your ongoing edification. Aberath, a deranged old goat with a thirst for human souls, whose cloven hooves now stand astride the old prisoner's road. Have you ever tasted a soul, Beastlayer? No, I imagine not. The poets all speak of sweet souls, bitter souls, enlightened souls, and twisted souls. You know what most of them taste like, really. Regret, with a lingering aftertaste of should have known better. A renowned alchemist, eroded by his lust for distilled spirits, and not the alcoholic kind. Aberath the Scholar King, dancing upon a stage of chemicals and fire. He used his knowledge to burn away the flesh so as to liquidate the life force within, a libation he consumed with both frequency and alacrity. It started with animals, goats specifically, and thus his own cruelty became his curse. The Scholar King became the Cloven One, quaffer of souls. Some say he turned to the dram of man in order to cure himself. I believe his thirst simply grew with his burgeoning immortality. And perhaps he still retains some of his scholarly nature, for he seemed fair determined to share his hard-won wisdom. He took himself a princess, a lovely thing from a local tribe, and 9 months later she gave birth to something rather unlovely. The Form, as wild and wicked as the shaggy god himself. Schooled in his father's ways, the Faun would carry off many more virgins in his time. And thus, the race of goat men found their footing. The puppet mistress was a revered matriarch who nurtured her tribe into greatness through love, peace, and fecundity. That is, until her children were slaughtered by Tukohama's brave warriors. Dissolution and desperation, they do troubling things to the spirit, and given enough time, what one believes, one becomes. A maggot that festers and writhes in the fetid mud of the wettest lands, Rislatha, the white worm that corrupts the very earth while her heart yearns to replenish her slaughtered brood. Hers was a prolific tribe once, fat with peace and fecund with love. Then Tukohama's fire swept across her sacred land, and her children were butchered by the madness of war. Now the Immortal Mother has one waking forward. She will also ensure that her children are never harmed again. How? By making everyone's children her children.
Poor Nessa. If the ship graveyard is sealed off with some brine-born barrier, then the king clearly knows that you're coming to relieve him of his queen-to-be. Ah, well, you should be used to long and arduous journeys now. If nothing else, it's good fodder for an epic. I'd best get composing.
The ship graveyard's blocked off. Damn it! That means that Brine King bastard knows you're coming after Nessa. In that case, you'll have to pass through Prisoner's Gate, follow the mountains, and make your way back to the sea by way of Mervale's caverns. From the sound of it, Nessa's in no condition to venture far from the coast, so she has to be around there somewhere.